All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get started. So find a comfortable seat on your mat. I'm going to face you guys just to begin. So any comfortable seat will do. You can crisscross your legs if you want to take your legs long. Anything that you want. You just want to make sure your spine is nice and straight. Remove the flesh away from the sit bones. You can rest your hands into your legs, wherever your legs are. Establish a straight spine. Reach up from the crown of the head. And just take a moment once you get settled in to close your eyes. Drop your shoulders down away from your ears. Take a few moments here in stillness, just listening to the natural inflows and outflows of your breath. Good. Just practice lengthening every inhale, taking a deeper breath. And do the same thing with the exhalations. You can even pinch off the back of the throat a little bit, working into Ujjayi breathing. So deep full inhalation through the nose, expand the lungs, fill up the belly. Long deep exhalation, pinching off the back of the throat and exhaling through your nose. With your eyes closed, really focus inward on the breath. And practice breathing throughout the entire torso. So breathing into the belly, the mid-chest, the upper chest, and then even into the upper back. So the entire torso expand and open, breathing into every inch of the spine. And then as you exhale, just feel everything softening, decompressing, deflating. Maybe your shoulders relax a little bit deeper. Take a few more rounds here. Preparing the breath for the practice. Remembering, above all else, this is a breathing practice. The postures and the asanas come second. Take one more full round of deep breathing, inhaling through your nose. Exhaling through your nose. Suddenly open up your eyes, and we're going to circle the chest to the right. So you're going to bring the chest forward, right, back, left. Focus on moving throughout the area of the bra strap, circling forward and around, forward and around. Keep the hips stationary. Really try to smooth out any ridges within the spine. This is hard for you to do. You can bring your eyes back to a closed position. That will help you tune your awareness a little bit more into your own body. But we're just working to create a little elasticity into the spine, releasing any tension into the mid-back. Try to smooth it out, circling to the right. Keep reaching up to the crown of the head. Keep the shoulders relaxed. You might feel some good pops and cracks as you do this. Good. And then stop in the center, chest is up. Walk your right fingertips off towards the right and take a big side bend with the left arm. So you're stretching to your right side. You can either stay high in the palm or lower down to the forearm, depending on your flexibility. Now maximize the length between the left hand and the left hip bone. And then just take a few big rotations around, opening up that left shoulder. Make them as big as you can. Feel a stretch into the pec on the way back. And then reverse your direction, rolling it forward. Place your left arm back over your ear so the bicep is in line with the ear. Reach long, dig your left hip bone and your left knee down. Breathe into the left side, look under the left arm. And then use your inhale, use that left arm to pull yourself up. Right hand behind you, left hand is going to grab the outside of the right knee. Extend the spine and then rotate, looking past the right shoulder. Keep your spine lifted, keep your belly engaged. Gaze forward, gently unwind. Both hands back onto the knee. You're going to inhale, pull your chest as far forward and up as you can. Look up. And then exhale, lean back. So you're rolling your weight further past the sit bones. And then round your spine, pulling on the knees as you tuck the chin. So a little rocking forward and back. Inhale forward, push the knees down, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, lean back, round the spine, pull on the knees, open up the mid back, tuck the chin. Good. Go like that with the breath. Inhale forward, look up. Exhale back, lean back. Good. 2 more. Inhale forward. Exhale, take it back. Last one, inhale. Exhale back, hold it here. So really wrap the hands around the knees and push the knees down, draw the chin to the chest, and then take a little half circle with the head side to side. Bring the chin back through center, bring your spine back up, and keep your sit bones grounded, your knees grounded. Start to crawl your body as far forward as possible. Bring the belly down towards the feet and the head down towards the ground. So if your legs are not in a cross position, go ahead, bring them into cross-legged position. Go as deep as you can. Forehead touches the mat if possible. Continue to keep crawling your fingertips forward. Your inhale, use your hands, press yourself coming all the way back to your seated position. Now switch the cross, so whichever leg is in front, put the other leg in back. And then hands on the knees, extend the spine nice and straight. We're circling the rib cage to the left this time. So the chest is going to go forward, left, back, and right. So circling to the left, around. The left, around. Good. You will have a more skillful direction. So this side might be easier, this side might be harder for you. Try to really smooth out any rough edges in the spine. And coordinate the breath with the movement. So inhale as the chest goes forward, exhale as it goes back. Try not to think about this too much. Keep the body loose. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Good. Stop in the center, extend the spine. Walk the left hand off to the left. Now either staying on the palm or lowering down to the forearm. Touch the right arm up and over, opening up the entire right side of the body. And then take a few rotations around with that right shoulder. Good. Reverse your direction. Place the right arm back over the ear, stretch long, maximize the distance between the fingertips of the right hand, the right hip. Look under the right arm. And then inhale, rise all the way up. Take this right hand across the outside the left knee. The left hand moves behind the spine. Inhale, stretch the spine up, draw the navel in, and then exhale, create a spinal rotation, look past your left shoulder. Make sure the chin is parallel to the ground. Left shoulder is down, away from the left ear, belly is in. Stretch into the right side of the neck by looking back behind you. Inhale, gently unwind. Both hands onto the knees. Remember, you want to slide your hands around the legs a little bit so you get a nice hook here. Inhale, pull your chest forward, look up, and then exhale, lean back, shift your weight back, pull on the knees to open up the mid back. Feel the shoulder blades pull away from the spine, draw the chin to the chest. Inhale, shift forward, chest up, look up, shoulders down the back. Exhale, shift back, round the spine, open up the mid back, chin into the chest. Continue like that a few times. Good, really just creating a nice massage throughout the spine. Now the next time you go back and hold. Remember, get a good grip on the knees. Push those knees down. Shoulder blades right through the spine. Draw the chin to the chest. And then a little half circle here with the head side to side. Bring your chin to your chest. Bring the spine back up to a straight position. Crawl your hands as far forward as possible. Just the fingertips on the mat. Lower the forehead down. A full extension of the arms, so bending into the elbows. Feel the stretch into the hips, the outer part of the hips, especially that. Whatever hip is footed in front, you'll feel it in that side hip. This time, use your inhale, press up into your hands. You're just going to roll forward, uncrossing the legs, making your way to a tabletop position. All right, once you're here, spread the fingers, line up the hands directly underneath the shoulders. Inhale, drop the belly down, look up, wrap the shoulder blades back, stretching the whole front side of the body, bring into cow pose. And then exhale, rounding the spine, push your hands down in towards the mat, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, open up the back. Good. Inhale, wrap the shoulders back, tilt the tailbone up, look up. Exhale, tuck and round. Good. Last one, inhale. Exhale, tuck and round, hold here, and then just do a little shifting side to side. So shifting the shoulders to the right, to the left, just doing that a few times, opening up that mid-back. Back to your center. Curl your fingertips about 3 inches forward, so out in front of where they just were. Take your hip bones straight back like you're coming into child's pose. We're not going to stay here. You're going to shift your hips to the right. Bring your pelvis forward and down. Shift to the left and all the way around. So you press back. Shift to the right. Forward. And then left and back. Reverse your direction, other way. All right, guys, the next time the pelvis comes forward, you're gonna completely lower down. So pelvis comes forward, drop it down, lower your spine down. Place your palms down directly underneath your shoulders. Zip up your legs together so you have one leg back behind you with the top of the feet down. Actively push the top of the feet down into the ground. Now draw the elbows back, finding clover pose. So start to lift up to the upper body. Use the strength of the lower back to create the lift. Minimal weight is into the hands. Elbow points back to the hips and back behind you. Look up. Gently lower down, slide your hands back, press up to a tabletop position, then take it all the way up to downward facing dog, that first downward facing dog. So spread the fingers wide, gaze back at the toe. Do anything here that feels good. You can pedal out through the heels. Shifting the hips side to side. Good. Now, on your next inhale, lift your right leg high up towards the sky, bend your right knee and open up the right hip. And then a few times, just going to lift and lower that left heel. So dig the left heel down and towards the mat. Press your chest towards your left leg. And then keep pressing the chest towards the left leg. Lift the heel. And then push it back down again. Do that a few times. Keep the right knee up, opening up the right hip. Keep the left heel that goes up and down. All right, lift the heel and hold. Shift forward, look in between your thumbs. Step your right foot directly in between your thumbs. Lower your left knee down to the mat, top of the left foot down. Now place both hands to the lower back. The thumbs are on the outside, fingertips point down. Wrap the shoulders back. Now dig your pelvis forward and down and create a little back bend. So we're supporting the pelvis here, looking up, stretching into the front side of the body, and pull the elbow points towards one another. That's it. Good. Open up the chest, look up. Feel that left hip flexor stretching. Take one more breath here, and then gently lower the upper body down, fingertips down the mat. Shift your pelvis back. Flex the right foot, drag the skin on the right heel back, and then bring the upper body as far down as you can. Good. Feel the hamstring stretch on this right side. All right, inhale, bend into the right knee, but move both hands to the inside. So you might have to wiggle the right foot off to the right just a little bit to make space for both hands. The hands should be about shoulder distance. Now curl the left toes under, take the left knee away from the ground, and we're gonna do a bit of movement forward and back. So on the inhale, I'm gonna drop the knee down, look up, dipping into the hips. And on the exhale, I'm gonna take the hips up and back, trying to get both legs as straight as possible and press the left heel down. And then we do that again. Inhale, shift forward, drop the left knee, look up, allow the right knee to fall away from you out to the side. And then right foot down, lift the hips up, stretch the left heel down. Do that 2 more times. Shift forward, left knee down, roll to the outer edge of the right foot, look up. Exhale, tuck and round, lift the hips up, push the left heel down. Last one. Bring the hips up. All right, lower down and hold. So left knee down. Roll to the outer side, the outside edge of the right foot. Allow the right knee to fall away. Place the right hand onto the right knee and add a little twist. Look past your right shoulder. Gently unwind. Toe heel your right foot to the center of the mat. Frame that right foot. Move your pelvis back, and we're just going to lower down to a figure 4 position. So you're going to swing your left foot underneath you so you can have a seat. And then just adjust this left foot to the inside of the right thigh so your leg makes a figure 4 position. Okay, right foot is flexed. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Interlock your fingers, palms facing down, belly in. Keep the right foot flexed and active. And then start to bring your upper body down. Grab as close towards the ball of the foot as you can. Left shoulder down a little bit, right shoulder up to get 2 shoulders in one line. And then draw the belly in, tuck the chin, lengthen from the crown of the head as you bring the upper body down. To the entire back side of this right leg stretching. Reach past the toes, wait for your inhale, and on your inhale, stretch the body all the way up. Release the hands down. Take the left hand just behind the left hip. Point the right toes. Lift the hips up. So take the weight into the left hand. Push the hips up. Full body stretch throughout this right side. Look underneath the right arm. Open up the ribs. Stretch into the belly. Gently release. Have a seat. Cross the right ankle in front of the left. Roll over your feet. Find a downward facing dog. Take your hips high up towards the sky. Second time through. You can do anything you like here just to warm it up. Maybe pedaling out the heels, shifting the hips right and left. And then lift the left knee up, open up the left hip. Point that left knee up as high as you can get it. And then remember, a few times just lifting and lowering that right leg. The entire time you do this, press the chest towards the right thigh, like you're trying to get the two to touch. The right heel up and down. Do that a few times. Now lift the heel and hold. Shift forward, look in between your thumbs. Step your left foot directly in between your thumbs. Lower your right knee completely down towards the ground. Top of the right foot down. Take both hands to your lower back, supporting at the pelvis. Push your pelvis forward, wrap the shoulders back. Open up the chest. And think like you're trying to get both elbows to touch behind you. Pelvis is forward. Gently release. Crawl your fingertips forward while you pull the pelvis back. So flexing that left foot, drag the skin on the left heel back, bow your upper body down. Shift forward, bend into the left knee. Move your left hand inside the foot. Wiggle the left foot off to the left a little bit. Line up the hands right underneath the shoulders. You're pulling the pelvis forward. Let's curl the right toes under. So you're moving the pelvis forward and down. And then we're going to take it up and back. And flex the left foot and bow the upper body down. Okay, do that again. Now, every time we come forward, we're going to drop this left knee a little bit further out to the left. So opening up the hip a little bit further. That's it. Yeah, and then lift the hips up, pull it back, try to get both legs as straight as possible, and push the right heel down. Let's do 2 or 3 more here. Good. All right, this time when we come forward and hold. Rolling to the outside edge of the left foot. No collapsing in the right shoulder, so keep the space between the right shoulder and the ear open. Left hand onto left knee, and then just gently press it away, adding a little spinal twist. All right, gently unwind. Remember, you're going to pull your body back, extend the left foot, and then swing this right foot out, sit down, and then adjust the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Good. If you look at your left foot, the left heel should be directly in front of that left hip. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Interlock your fingers, put the palms facing down, belly in. Bring the body forward. Touch as close towards underneath those toes as possible. Level off your shoulders. So notice if one shoulder is a little higher than the other. A lot of times the right shoulder is what's up. So drop the right shoulder down a little bit, left shoulder up a little bit, and then go for depth. Lengthen out from the crown of the head. Try to flatten the neck. Only the natural curves of the neck. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach your arms up, move from the core. And then exhale, drop the arms down. Now this time, right hand behind you, just a few inches away from the right hip. Point the left toes, lift the hips up so you're coming onto that right knee. Open up the entire left side of the body, so maximize length between the left fingertips and the left foot. Open up the ribs, look under that arm. Gently release it down. Good. Look forward, cross over the ankles, roll over the feet, find a down and facing dog. Now right away, we'll take the right leg up, but this time keep it straight. So point the right toes, take it up as high as you can, stretch it up. Now dig your left heel down in towards the mat, press your chest towards your left thigh. Now draw the belly in, shift your gaze forward, bend into the right knee, take the right knee towards the right hand, the foot towards the left hand, so you can lower it down for pigeon pose, wiggling the left foot back. Good. Once you're here, one hand the knee, one hand on the foot, just to give the body a little bit more of a lift. If that's too much, you can keep the hands down, but it's nice to have it nice and lifted here. So we're gonna do these little shoulder rolls back. It's kind of funky. But I like it. I like the funky stuff. So you're gonna circle your right shoulder back and then your left shoulder. Your right shoulder and then your left shoulder. You'll notice as you do this, it creates a little massage into the lower back. So right and then left. It works a little bit of coordination. Right and then left. You're focusing on the circle back, 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 back. So I particularly really feel this in my lower back when I do the right shoulder, because it adds a little twisting through the spine. All right, find stillness and then go for depth. Bring your body down. You can lower down to your forearms. You can lower down to your belly, whatever is accessible for you. Lengthen the back line of the neck, finding that pigeon pose, stretching into the right hip. You might feel the right knee joint stretching. Inhale, use your hands to pat yourself up. Sit onto the right hip. Bring the left leg out towards the side. So the left leg is in a half straddle position. If I turn to face you guys, it looks something like this. So the right heel is, I know it looks mirrored when I face you, but the right heel is what's in. The left leg is out towards the side. So you're basically in like a half straddle position. Okay. So we're going to do a lateral side bend. So far we've done the forward bending, but we're going to do a lateral side bend instead. So you can take the left hand down into the left leg for support. If you're pretty flexible, actually take it to the opposite side. So you're kind of wrapping that arm in. Well, we have time to work deeper if you need to. So left hand on the left leg for support. Reach the right arm up. Now keep the body working laterally out to the side as you slowly start to reach the left hand towards the left foot. Look underneath the right arm and you keep working for depth. We're working to stack both shoulders, so notice if the right shoulder is rolling in at all and try to wrap it back, okay? Again, if you have flexibility, you can go down a little bit deeper and open up that side. You could also switch that bottom arm to press down onto the thigh. So really what we're looking to do is to get that top arm just as close to the foot as possible. It might be pretty high, that's okay. Go as far deep as you can, wherever you're at. The main thing you want is the shoulders stacked. So right shoulder on top of the left, and then the neck should be nice and relaxed and heavy. Feel the entire right side of that body stretching. Try to get as comfortable as you can. You'll notice the longer you stay here, the more depth you'll get. As long as you don't push, don't force anything, just allow the weight of the body to do the work. Get a deep breath. Take about 2 more full sets here. 2 more full sets of breathing. And then you're going to use your inhale, pin the navel back as you come up. That side should feel a little intense. Okay, so then go ahead, take this right leg so that the ankle is in line with the knee. So this should be a straight line this way. And then you're going to take your left leg on top, and we're going to stack ankle over knee, knee over ankle with the left leg on top. Once you're here, remove the flesh away from the sit bones. If you have a lot of tightness in your hips, this top knee is going to be up really high and the spine is going to be rounded. So the first thing what you can do is hands down on the mat, try to straighten the spine. Go for the spine first. Once the spine is straight, just take the hand onto the knee and just gently add a little bit of pressure guiding it down, but never forcing into the knee or the hip. Over time, that hip should open and it will drop down. Okay, so working to get both knees down, belly in, spine is straight. Take your arms out in front of you, cross your right arm underneath your left, bind and twist up your arm. So left leg is on top, right arm is underneath, bind and twist, and then pull those elbows straight down. Good, allow that top knee to be heavy. Belly in. So we're gonna do a little movement here, you guys. You're gonna inhale, lift the elbows up, you're gonna look up, stretch them up as high as you can, keeping the bind. And then exhale, you're gonna round your spine, draw the elbows towards the navel, and the fingers are forward. Good, do it again. Inhale, lift up, lift the elbows up as high as you can. Exhale, contract the belly in, round the spine, take the elbows and dig them into the navel. 2 more, inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, contract. It's like you're doing a crunch here through the core. Elbows in. Last one. Exhale, pull. Let's hold on this last one. Pull it in. Dig that right elbow into the belly. Tuck the chin. Feel the spine opening. Good. Inhale, gently rise back up. Release the arm. I'm going to pivot myself back this way so you can kind of see this transition. So we're going to keep the right leg right where it is. We're just going to unwind. Take that left leg out, back behind you. You're coming back into pigeon pose. It should be on the same side. And then hands down towards the ground. Spread the fingers. Curl the left toes under. You're going to inhale, extend the right leg straight up. Open up the hip. And then place it down. Take a moment here in downward facing dog. Paddle out through the heels. All right, left leg, inhale, stretch it up, keep the legs straight. Press your chest towards your right thigh. All right, shift forward for pigeon pose. Lower the left knee down towards the left wrist, foot towards the right, and then slide the right foot back. All right, one hand on the knee, one hand on the foot. And you're gonna circle the left shoulder back, then the right shoulder back. Left shoulder, and then the right shoulder. Remember, if it's too much with the height there, you can just crawl the fingers forward. It's just a little harder to do with the fingers further forward. So you feel more of it in the back bend. One shoulder, other shoulder. So you're alternating. 1, then 2, then 1, then 2. Good. Find stillness, inhale. Exhale, go down for depth. Go as deep as you can. right, use your inhale, come back up onto your hands. Remember, you're gonna sit onto the left hip and swing the right leg out to the side. I'll turn to face you guys here. All right, so the bottom of the foot is touching the thigh and the right leg is what's extended out to the side. All right, both sit bones are grounded down. Inhale, stretch your arms up to begin, and then take your right hand down your right leg for support. Remember, you can always adjust once you go for depth, but start here. Inhale, stretch out, belly in. So it's like you're trying to get your navel to touch the spine. And then go for that side bend. Keep the left shoulder stacked the entire time. So left shoulder on top of the right. Good, and we'll stay here for a little while so you have time to get into it. Make adjustments along the way. You'll notice this can be quite different from side to side. Keep trying to pull your left shoulder blade back to get it stacked directly on top of your right. Try not to force anything. Use the weight of the body to slowly get deeper. All right, draw your navel in first. So we always want to move from a tight core just to protect the lower back. Tighten up the belly first, and then use your inhale very gently. Start to pull your body back up. All right, so we want to move this left foot out in front a little bit just so the ankle and the knee can be in one straight line. And then take this right leg on top, ankle on top of knee, knee on top of ankle. Line that up the best you can. Remove the flesh away from the sit bones. You can just kind of roll that back. Now remember, the knee is up, the spine is rounded. First thing is address the spine. Get the spine straight. Once the spine is straight, drop the knee down. Once you're there, belly is in nice and tight. Okay. Extend those arms out. It's going to be the left arm this time. So swing the left arm underneath. Bind and twist like ropes. Now, if you can't get the palms together, you can always grab opposite elbows. Or just get as tight into that bind as possible. You may be interlocking the fingers, whatever you need to do, but get as tightly bound as possible. And then pull the elbows down. Allow this right hip to open and the right knee to be heavy. All right, 4 times here. Inhale, lift the elbows up, look up. Get them up as high as you can. Then the exhale, round the spine, get them down as low as you can, digging the elbows into the belly. Tuck the chin. Good, 3 more. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, round. Inhale up. Exhale, round. Last one. This time when you round and hold, dig the elbows into the belly, chin into the chest. All right, inhale, come back up, unwind the arms. Leave the bottom leg where it is. Swing the right leg back around. So we're just kind of rewinding here. Hands down, curl the right toes under. All right, take your left leg up, but this time open up the hip. Good, place the left foot down. Take as many steps as you need to travel towards the front of the mat for malasana, so a little squat position. So heels in, toes turn out. Sink your pelvis down, go as low as you can. And then if you can remove the hands away from the floor, bring the hands into the chest, the elbows in front of the knees, and push the knees back to open up the hips. Good. All right, take your hands down. Toe heel your feet even wider. So extend those legs, take them a little bit wider. They'll come off your mat. That's okay. And then look down at your toes and pigeon toe your toes in a little bit so your toes and your heels are in the same line. So you're going to crawl your hands forward, so kind of like a downward facing dog, but with the legs wide. So you're just going to crawl the hands as far forward as you can. Relax your head. Now think about like you're crawling your fingers forward, but pull your hips back. Like your hips and your fingers are working in two opposite directions. Now we're going to reverse that. So you're going to walk your hands either in line with the feet or through the legs, contract the core, and get into a tight forward fold. If you're getting too much of a sensation into your hamstrings, just bend the knees a little bit. Roll more weight forward towards the toes. Good. Replace your hands back underneath your shoulders. Toe heel your feet completely together now. So till there's no space between the legs, between the big toes, and between the heels. Now, two different options. First option is just catching behind the calves, dropping the elbows back, and then rounding the spine in. Or else you can take Padahastasana, where you're sliding your hands down. You can grab at just behind the ankles, or if you can reach underneath the heels with both hands, and then thumbs are included with the grip. You wrap the elbows back, roll your weight forward to your toes, and find that forward fold. So remember, you can either just grab behind the legs and pull, or step on all 5 fingers of each hand and pull. Try to create no space between your chest and your thighs. All right, release the pull. Look down at your feet and separate any toes that might be jamming in. You know, you always have like one wonky toe that likes to pull in. Try to just equally separate all your toes. If you're all the way to the front of your mat, just move yourself back a little bit because we're going to lower down to the knees. You want your knees to be on the mat. So with the hands down, you're going to lift the heels, drop the knees completely down for broken toe pose. So you should be sitting down with the toes curled under. Let me move back a little bit so you guys can see that. So that's why we opened up the toes. If you need to do a little adjustment once you're there, you should feel a stretch into the toes. Now, this is really hard for you, and the feet are really tight. You can just keep your hands down, your body weight forward, and just over time you work the body weight back. But if it's okay, really try to drop the sit bones down towards the heels. Try to get the spine straight. If you can release your hands, you interlock your fingers behind your back. Try to get the grip tight with your palms together, and then stretch your hands back away from your spine. Good. You're stretching into the shoulders. But anytime if you need to come give yourself a rest, you can. But try to stay here until it's really uncomfortable. Good. And then just a little bit of movement. So you're going to stretch those arms forward, bend into the elbows. Inhale, look up. Exhale, you're going to bring your palms together around the spine. Inhale, open. Exhale, palms together. Belly in. 2 more. Last one. Beautiful. Release, top of the feet down. You can tap them out a few times. Just bring a little life back into the feet. And then big toes together. Sit back under your heels, find a child's pose. puppy pose. So you can move yourself a little bit further back on the mat if you need to, just for space. So knees are about hip distance. Hips are going to stay directly over those knees. You're going to drop your chest down, your belly down by crawling the hands forward. We're creating a little flexibility into the upper back. So drop the chest as low down as you can. If you can get the chin to connect the mat or the forehead to connect the mat. If you're still really far away from that, just go as deep as you can without pushing too much. Feel the shoulders open. Inhale, rise up. Come out really gently. Cross your ankles, roll over your feet. Make your way to a seated position. Inch yourself a little bit to the front of the mat. Let's take a few spinal rocks up and down. If spinal rocking hurts your spine at any point, you can always just lie down, roll to one side and come down. That's okay. But if it's okay, do a couple spinal rocks back and up. I find if your mat is really thin, maybe the ground is really hard, or your spine is really bony, it cannot feel quite as great. So adjust for your own body if you need to. Okay, let's come all the way down and hold. Knees are together, feet are together. Push your arms out to the sides. With the palms facing down, the hands should be in line with the shoulders. Now dig the lower back down towards the ground, draw the belly in, keep the belly really, really tight. Now, thighs touching the entire time. Imagine a clock on the ceiling, and you're going to start in a clockwise direction. So you're just going to start taking those knees around in a clockwise direction. Just feel a little massage into the lower back. Remember, keep pressing the small of the lower back down into the ground. Reverse your direction other way. Counterclockwise. And whenever you feel balanced, stop in the center. Cross your right knee on top of the left. And then you want to extend your feet away from each other. So especially this bottom leg, you want to extend it up and flex your feet. Now you're going to have a closer foot and a further foot. Grab a hold of the closer one first. You're grabbing the outer edge of the foot. So to be the pinky toe side of the foot. And then reach and grab a hold of the further one. Now I call it tickling the ankles, is when the ankles are kind of like broken like that. So we want to make sure the ankles stay pretty straight. So you might have to flex your feet to do that. Now pull down on your feet. Don't pull down to the hips. You want to pull straight down to the ground so you feel the outer hips come into a stretch. If you want to rock a little bit here, you can. You'll mostly feel the right hip, but you might feel a lot into the left as well. If you can't quite get the feet, just grab a hold of the knees too. That's another option. All right, gently uncross. Take your legs wide into like reclined straddle. The hands can either be inside the knees. If you can grab a hold of the feet, you can pull down, open up the hips as deep as you can. All right, and then the left leg is going to cross on top. So left leg crosses, flex the feet, grab a hold of the closest one first. Remember, grab the outer edge of the foot. And then grab a hold of the further one. Don't pull to the hips. Pull straight down to your chest. There we go. And if you want to rock a little bit, rock. Gently unwind, take those legs wide, recline and straddle. And you can always hold underneath the legs too for support, or grab inside and pull down. All right, bend into the knees, get into the tightest little ball that you can. Wrap your arms around, give yourself this tight little hug. Gently lay all the way down, arms down by your side. Roll the shoulders down away from the ears for final relaxation. Take a pause here if there's anything you need to do to make yourself really comfortable. Maybe dim some light. If you have any layers, you can put some layers back on. An eye pillow, anything that you need here. Finding stillness. Eyes are closed. Release any control or holding into the breath. And relax. You can gently move and stretch your body in any way that feels good and nurturing for you. Stretching your arms, stretching your legs, and then make your way onto your side. Use your arm as a pillow and just rest there for a few moments. And then as you're ready, press yourself up to a seated position. Any comfortable seat will do. Focus on getting the spine straight and the eyes remain closed. Connect your palms together into your heart. We'll take this time just to close and honor this practice. Honor yourself for showing up. And I thank you guys so much. We'll close with a single Om. Please join in if you'd like. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale completely. Inhale. Gently bow your head. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Om Peace. Namaste.